Do you cast the first stone to supersize your business? Bunch of stones today. Obviously got a rock theme going on here. Cast the first stone is actually one of those idioms that comes from the Bible. I'm trying to pick up rocks so they don't fall all over the place. It comes from the Bible, right? John, the Apostle John, wrote in the Bible the story about a woman who had done something immoral according to the time. And a crowd of people had gathered and wanted to stone her. And Jesus said, hey, I'm going to look and read it so that I don't mess it up. He said, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. In other words, you shouldn't criticize other people unless you're perfect yourself. So, who among the crowd was without sin? Who among us are without faults or mistakes or failures or sins? I don't know if I don't consider a failure a sin, but who among us are perfect in order that we think that we have a right to judge other people? Of course, cast the first stone means to accuse or to blame or to attack somebody else for some wrongdoing. Some wrongdoing in our opinion, right? In your opinion, in my opinion, we're judging. This one brings up so many things for me. I think of, this idiom does, competition, I think of judgment, I think of diversity, creating separation, being victims, proactive versus reactive, initiative versus casting the first stone, you know, shoot first, ask questions later. Some idioms, I actually found one yesterday that I couldn't relate to at all. I'll cover it one of these days, but I was like, I have never even heard anything remotely like this particular saying. Unlike this one, where I've of course heard, you know, don't cast the first stone, you shouldn't attack anyone, you shouldn't be judgmental, you shouldn't criticize other people. Well, when you're in business and you're trying to grow your business and there's a lot of other people doing similar things to you, if you're being yourself, if you're being truly of service to your customers and the people that you're here to serve and doing the best you can and continually improving and growing yourself and your business, you really don't have any competition. It's one of the secrets that very few businesses and very few people actually figure out, even in the course of their lifetime, that if you are being you and doing you and building on your genius zone and creating an incredible customer experience for your people, the people that you're on the planet to serve, you really don't have any competition. There can be thousands or tens of thousands of people doing the same thing that you do, but you will still stand out, and the people you are meant to serve will find you and you will find them. I can say that with 100% certainty. So judgment, competition, attacking other people, been on the victim side of that. Not that I ever feel like a victim, but have been in situations where people have thrown stones and I've had to respond. Not a good place to be in. So I say, if I don't like feeling that way, I don't ever want to put anyone else in that position or to feel that way. Who am I to judge anybody else? Who am I to judge anyone? And we tend as human beings to judge and assume things about people and situations and jobs and organizations that are different than we are. If you doubt that, ask yourself, what do I believe about, and then fill in the blank, and then pick the thing that you think is the opposite of you. What do I believe about criminals? What do I believe about people who are in jail? What do I believe about anything? Anything that is the opposite or different than you are, ask yourself that question and see what pops up. I guarantee it's going to be all kinds of opinions and beliefs that you might not even know where they came from. I do that exercise pretty readily if I catch myself thinking, and I actually caught myself doing this when I was coming up with the title for this particular video. My first thought was, should you cast the first stone to supersize your business? And I'm like, okay, well, the word should is already judgmental, right? It's already deciding and having me judge whether you should or shouldn't cast the first stone. Now, there's a difference between being proactive and showing initiative and doing what's right and building your business and destroying the competition. There are a lot of companies out there that are not in first position, so all they ever want to do is attack the other businesses in their same industry. Not a great strategy. You can do it, but it's a very short-term strategy. And guess what? People don't like people and businesses that attack other businesses and are out to destroy them. Believe it or not, we put ourselves in that other business's shoes automatically, and we're like, well, I wouldn't want to be treated that way. How many times have you ever had a customer service experience where you hung up the phone and you're just like feeling yuck, I don't ever want to deal with this company again. And it's usually a service provider that we're dependent on, like a utility or our cell phones or something, and we only have a few choices among those businesses, and that's sad, because we shouldn't ever feel bad when we do business with somebody. We do business with people and organizations that we like and that we feel are actually there to serve us. So love to know your experience with this particular idiom. If you believe that, nope, you should cast the first stone, you should go out there and you should destroy the competition, you should do the best you can. Now I'm saying do the best you can to serve and create in your industry and in the world, but that doesn't mean destroying other people. It definitely doesn't mean accusing and blaming and throwing rocks at other people. And unfortunately, this is a year where a lot of things and a lot of blame is going to get thrown around, a lot of separation and creating victims versus victors. And because there's a good excuse, right? We've got COVID-19, we've got politics, we've got, and don't be mistaken, everything that's going on with respect to the nonsense, including COVID-19, is got some kind of a political or an intentional spin on it that most of us have no control over. And we don't have any really inside knowledge of. We just are repeating what we hear from other sources over and over and over again. It's just like the telephone game. Heard somebody talking in the park the other day about COVID as I was on my walk, and I was like, and he was talking with authority to a group of his friends, obviously, and I was just like, where did this guy get this information? Because what he was spewing out, as if it were facts, was complete and utter nonsense. It didn't make any sense, but his friends were all in awe, and he was blaming all kinds of things and judging things that he had absolutely positively no knowledge of, no personal knowledge of. So I'm with Jesus on this one. If you're perfect, go ahead and judge other people, but if you're not, maybe reserve judgment and give people the benefit of the doubt. That's it. Go out, have an amazing day. I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you apply it to your business right now? Take care. Bye.